Hello, welcome to Walk and Talk. You're watching EdinburghTV, and this week with me we have Ciaran. Ciaran, thanks for joining us this evening.
No problem at all.
Now, your story is one I've wanted to tell for a while. I've been dying to get you on here since we started it.
Yeah.
Now, you've not just been present for one promotion for Edinburgh, you've been present for two promotions.
Yeah. So I actually started a few years back. Grew up just down the road there. So yeah, me and my mates used to come along if we weren't, following Hibs, following Hearts, we would come along to Meadowbank. And then obviously one thing led to another. We were in the stands at Oakville View the day that obviously it was a historic day. The club got promoted to League Two. So I've been coming to the games for a few years, and obviously now doing it on the other side on the pitch. And obviously that night in Annan that we did it was obviously a slightly different point.
Oh, believe me, I remember that night, and I think all of us do. But when did it, playing wise, where did it all start for you? When you were, decided, right, I'm gonna start playing football.
Years ago, to be fair, right young. I had my brother. I've got an older brother. He was playing. My dad, he played when he was young as well, so it was only natural in the family. Grew up playing at first club was Leith in school team, and then straight into 7 years in the Hibs Academy. Worked under some good coaches, and then actually worked under the gaffer just now at St Johnstone.
No, right.
So yeah, I knew the gaffer obviously when he came in. I was one of those where you're pretty happy with it because you know how he works. You know what you're going to expect.
It's comfortable, isn't it?
Yeah. So no, and then after that it was just I had a brief stint out in Sweden, played abroad, and then.
What club in Sweden?
Here we are. It was a Division 2 side, YIK. It's a Hogdale. Some people can't quite get the pronunciation of that. So the chance came up to go there. It was full time.
It's football abroad. It's something that you don't get the opportunity to do, really, is it?
No, and there was aspects, I was able to bring home and definitely learn from. Playing with a different style of football, and working with some more great coaches and playing with some good players, real good players. And then ended up next club after that was here. So.
And tell us about your start at Edinburgh as well. So you've not been here in an awfully long time, but how's your time been here so far? From getting in here and all the way up to now.
Yeah, no, it's been brilliant. Obviously it was James Madonna when he was the sporting director. He was one of my coaches at Hibs. Just got in touch, came in, played a couple of friendlies, and next thing you know, I was obviously signed. Missed the first league game last year due to international clearance coming back from Sweden, and then from then just really enjoyed it. Kicked on, obviously pretty memorable season. Great bunch of boys, and obviously it was all topped off with the playoffs and getting that promotion.
And how have obviously you're a young player, how have the injuries played on you? I mean, it must have been tough. Obviously you're a young guy. Injuries are never easy for a footballer. How did you deal with it? I know there's plenty of players there's plenty of players in the squad who have been injured over the last few seasons, but everyone's different. How did it affect you?
No, obviously, listen, it was hard. It was frustrating, especially just obviously mentioning on the back of last season when it was so high.
Yeah.
Coming into League One, couldn't wait to get going. Came back, probably one of the fittest I'd been. It was flying, and then it was only September. I think the last 90 minutes was a 6-0 game at Airdrie. A week and a half later, that was me done down at Queen of the South. So it's been hard, but it's just one of those things that you have to accept that it is what it is. It's football. Got my operation done, I think it was 6-7 weeks ago now, and now just fully focused on coming back stronger, and trying to make an impact once I'm back.
Have you chatted with Alan and Curzo about the injury and coming back? And obviously you know Alan from being at St Johnstone, but have you had a chance to catch up with him?
No, weekly I'll be speaking to Curzo, I'll be speaking to the gaffer, be checking on how I'm doing, and so far the progress has been brilliant. No complaints afterwards, so each week we'll talk away, see how we're getting on. And no, they've always been checking up and looking after me, and both of them have been brilliant. So.
And looking forward to next season. Obviously, you want to hit the ground running again, like you did, this season. But will you be looking to progress and just make that? Is the position going to be the same, or has Alan been speaking to you about where you're going to play on the park when you come back, or any changes there?
Really, obviously, I've been pretty versatile since playing here. I think it was 4 or 5 different positions last season. So obviously solely I'm a right back, but
That's always ingrained in my head that you're a right back, but I keep forgetting that you've played in midfield,
No, no,
you've played out wide,
left mid,
you know,
left back,
so
left back. So obviously I'm a right back, and you hope to stand down that position. But if the team needs you in a different style, or just to fill in somewhere, then of course I'm happy to do it. So yeah, for me right now it's just focusing as much as I can on making sure I'm right to come back, and when I'm back, come back stronger, be learning more, and just as you say, just try and hit that ground running when I come back. It's lining up, so it's looking good for pre-season time.
Oh, good.
Sadly, obviously, as I said, from September I've missed all the season. And
it's the same with yourself and Danny Ciaran and Callum Tapping in the same boat.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not been easy, but what have your saving graces been since you've been injured? Is there anything that's been any vices that you've kind of gone, right, this has kept my time going? Have you been gaming, or?
I mean, don't get me wrong, coming in here, still making sure I'm in with the boys. Coming to every game, sitting in the stands, watching it. Obviously, it's a wee bit harder on a Saturday. When you're sitting in the stands, you want to be out there playing. But no, just being around the team, making sure I'm focusing and doing everything I can rehab-wise.
Yeah.
It's all been, as I say, pretty positive since post-stop. So now it's solely focused on, the end goal, the end line to get back to full fitness, and hopefully not too far off now.
No. Lastly, what's your opinion of the season that you've seen? Obviously, you've not played, but from a player's perspective, sitting in the stands, although as heartbreaking as that can be, what's been your view on it? Have you enjoyed the football and just kind of?
The boys have been brilliant. First time in League One to be where we are. Obviously, it's sort of the standards we set ourselves. It's, 5 games to go and we're not satisfied. Of course, it's been a good season, whatever happens, but we're not satisfied yet. We want to keep doing everything that the gaffer wants us to do, what we demand of each other, and it's been great to watch, and hopefully it's all capped off in a few weeks' time with another journey in the playoffs.
Well, I've not known that you played in Sweden, so there's something for me to think about. Well, thanks a million for joining us, Ciaran. It's been an absolute pleasure.
Cheers, Dave.
I'll see you next time on the next one.